We're going to talk a little bit today about our smart struts that are manufactured here at VB&P. I want to talk a little bit about this before I let Chris take over, because he's also installed this on his 69 Stingray, is that Vette Brakes and Products takes a lot of quality control when it comes to making our smart struts. We MIG weld all of these corners and we double check it, we shot ping it, and then we double check it for strength. Our smart struts come with forged ends, and there can be adjustments made so that you can get the maximum camber adjustment at your wheels. I'd like to let Chris talk a little bit about it, because he's installed this on his 69 Corvette.
Thank you, Paul. This is a great product. A couple of benefits and a couple of things you notice. First of all is it's wider through here than your stock piece. And what it does is it relocates the ends here to give better control of your wheels on your camber adjustment. It allows more tire on the ground basically for street or strip. Also, your stock system just has these eccentrics on the end here for adjusting the arm. And a lot of guys run into problems with that because there's issues, custom suspensions or problems that they can't get it exactly right. This is great because you can adjust it in this corner here, as well as you can adjust the ends to get basically any adjustment necessary for the particular application. This works really well. Bolts right on, and it's set up so you can only put it on one way. It's a great addition to the entire car.
Also, these come with our polyurethane bushings, which are state-of-the-art, some of the best you can buy in the industry. And also, again, these can also be powder coated in your choice of the colors depending on your preference.
Okay, now we're going to start the smart strut installation on this 1969 Project Corvette. Three things that we need to remove to get these old struts out of here and be prepared to install our new smart struts. First of all, we need to remove the shock absorber. Do that by removing the castle nut pin and the castle nut on the smart strut on the shock mount. And then we'll finish that off by removing this strut mount off the differential. Danny's going to go ahead and start removing these items at this time.
Chris, it takes a 3/4 inch wrench to fit the inside shock mount. You just pry it off and twist right on off. And it takes a 15/16 on a socket. You may need a breaker bar for this.
And don't be surprised on your car if you find this area corroded, some of these nuts and bolts hard to remove, because this really takes the brunt of the moisture and the road debris down here at this low part of the car.
Chris, we're going to go ahead and install our nifty little shock mount remover tool. It's a must-have when you're going to do this project. You're just going to tighten it on just a little ways.
And you're going to tighten that all the way down until you bottom it out in the threads.
Pop it loose, back it back off a little bit.
Okay. That is your shock mount bolt, and it's free from the car at this point in time. Also, it's a good idea the night before, soak this down some penetrating oil. You can see the rust and corrosion that's on here. This is what makes these difficult to remove. We're going to do this to the other side, and then we're going to drop it down at the center of the strut mount. All right, at this point we have both of the shock mounts completely out, and Danny's going to go ahead and drop the last couple of bolts to drop the strut mount from the differential. Okay, that's it. Now we're ready to mount our new smart struts in this 1969 Project Corvette. We've decided to replace the shock mounts with new ones. These old ones, we were actually able to save them, but it's really not worth the hassle and trouble to clean them up when you can get brand new ones. They make this process easy for you by labeling them right and left. I'm going to hand Danny the right one, and I'll keep the left one on this side. The strut mount, the smart struts, will reuse your original bolts to your differential carrier, so we'll be able to line those up, and also the way it's drilled, it can only go one way, so you can't put it in backwards. So Danny and I are going to go ahead and raise it up into the assembly at this point in time.
Okay, Chris, I got the center all bolted up.
Okay, looks good, Danny. Our next process is going to be to put the ends in. We have our new shock mount bolts. These bolts are going to slide through the assembly. What we have to do first of all is get the strut into the old location, like so. And once that's lined up, you can slide your strut mount bolt into the hole. We'll repeat this on both sides of the car. It has a flat spot on it that you'll notice. This is the old one, the new one's going in, that lines up on the spindle like so. Now, we've got the old shock still hanging here, but this is an excellent time to contact your Vette Brakes and Products consultant to get the most appropriate shock to match the spring and the suspension that you're installing on your car. Good time to put it in. We just got the old one hanging here, but when we put the new shock in, we're going to roll it up and apply the nut. Also, once this is in place, you're going to torque the castle nut down into position, and then you're going to apply a key in there to keep it from coming apart. So we'll get this in. Danny's going to get his side in. Our strut mount installation will be complete. We'll follow it by putting the spring back in the back of the car.